Hey, what's up guys, it's Theo from Tecno Concept. This is a review of the Tecno Camon 15, which was requested back when I posted one on the Camon 12. In this video, I'm going to talk about my likes and dislikes about it and whether or not it's worth your money. Anyway, let's just get started. First things first, I need to address how reflective the screen is. It made recording this video a lot tougher than usual. This is an all plastic phone with a glass screen, obviously, which weighs 196 grams or 6.91 ounces. Design-wise, nothing much has changed from other Tecno devices apart from the slight increases in the shape and size. And as you can tell, the Camon 15 is one massive phone. With a 6.6 inches screen, using this one-handed is definitely something I shouldn't try. Up front is the earpiece speaker and a hole punch cutout for the selfie camera, which I'll get into in a bit. And with the display, we have an IPS LCD screen, which is very common nowadays. Most of the devices I have reviewed so far are using the exact same panel, so I'll leave a few in the description below if you are interested. It also comes with 720 by 1600 pixels and finally 266 ppi density with a 20 by 9 aspect ratio. Although the screen is a 60Hz display, it still feels a lot snappier than usual. The back, on the other hand, is this beautiful gradient finish, the rear mounted fingerprint sensor, a quad camera setup and a quad LED flash, which we'll dive more into later in the video. Up top holds no ports, the power button and the volume rockers on the right, the single bottom speaker, micro USB port and headphone jack on the bottom. Then finally the dual nano SIM and micro SD card tray on the left. Tecno also includes a clear cover case in the box if you want to add some protection. I'd advise you do this though. Apart from the safety aspect, this phone is a huge fingerprint magnet. Now the fact that the cover case covers up some of the bottom ports is cool, but I don't like it. This is an extra work for me, opening it up each time I want to use the headphone jack or charge the device. With 4G connectivity, download speeds are as expected. Running on Android 10 and Tecno's iOS 6.0, a PowerVR GE 8320 GPU and a MediaTek MT6762 Helio P22 chipset. This is a 12nm chipset that most of the Tecno devices are using. The same applies for the Tecno Camon 12, which if you haven't checked out already will be up here or down in the description. With 4 gigs of RAM and 64 gigs of internal storage, which you can top up with a micro SD card in case you want more. And finally, a massive 5000 mAh battery. Playing games of all types shouldn't come at any problem, yet the phone tends to heat up a lot after some few gaming sessions. With that mentioned, you can enter into game mode in the settings and disable certain apps from running in the background when gaming. Like I stated previously in the Tecno Phantom 9 review, also up here or down in the description below, what this does is it allows you to virtually add any application on the phone and be able to optimize it for whether gaming or work. So in case you're someone who works intensively using certain apps, you can use this feature and get the utmost performance from the phone. Now I also noticed something when I was playing Deck Trigger. I paused for a while and got stuck in an upside down orientation. I don't know if this is a bug in the game or on the phone, but I noticed this, so it's worth mentioning. The speaker on the bottom is loud enough, but because of its placement, you are most likely going to cover it up with your fingers. Security-wise, we have a face unlock feature in addition to the fingerprint sensor on the back. And I'm still going to repeat myself, don't use it, just go with the fingerprints and don't use the face unlock. The fingerprint sensor works just fine and it's a lot quicker to set up and use on the daily. It misses once in a while though, but it's so minimal that it's negligible. Now for everyone's favorite feature on every smartphone, the rear cameras include a 48 megapixel main camera with HDR support, a 2 megapixel ultra wide and 2 megapixel depth sensor, and one more sensor with no announced specifications. I spoke about this in the Infinix S5 review, also up here or down in the description. They add extra lenses with no specification and we basically don't know what they do. They are just like adding it up because they want to call it a quad camera setup, or say you have more cameras on the device. Now, in my opinion, apart from the 48 megapixel main lens, all the other lenses do basically nothing. They don't add any value to the video or the image quality. Anyway, if you can get past that, then this is among the nicest camera bumps I've seen in a while, along with this vertical display of the quad LED flash. The camera interface is still similar to what we are used to, but I realized a super night mode on this one. Apparently, it takes better low light shots if you can keep it steady enough. It also takes quite some time to compose a shot, but it seems worth it. There's also bokeh mode for those blurry backgrounds in case you are interested in that. Recording videos is at 1080p 30 fps, and this is how it looks and sounds like. Alright, so this is the video quality. Let me just take it out for a second and show you. There appears to be very little image stabilization, if none at all. I promise I'm not really running, and this is just how I work usually. And you can see, okay, it looks a lot nicer. It's way better than I expected. I think for a 48 megapixel, this is acceptable. For front-facing photos and videos, it's a 60 megapixel camera with dual LED flash. This also supports high dynamic range or HDR and take good enough photos if the subject is bright enough. And just like the rear facing camera, this also records videos at 1080p 30 frames per second. Alright, so this is the video quality of the front facing camera, as you can tell. Yeah, I think it looks okay. Yeah, it looks okay. I really like it. Sorry, I'm not looking at the camera, I'm staring at the screen just to see if there isn't any overexposure. This usually happens with Tecno and Infinix phones, so I'm just trying to make sure that there isn't any. I like this one too. Now, I must say I like the dark theme inclusion on this phone too, yet for some reason I couldn't get it to work on the Facebook app. I tried over and over again, but it wouldn't work on that one. All the other apps were running on dark mode, but just Facebook wasn't doing that. So if you find a way to do that, please let me know in the comments below. Another thing I love is this LED indicator at the top, right next to the earpiece, which lights up when charging. But unfortunately, it doesn't when you get a notification. I've already mentioned this. I got that feature on the Infinix Note 2 and the Note 3. Anytime you have a notification, it just lights up, so you don't have to always pick up with the phone and know you have a missed call or a message came in. But this phone doesn't support that. It's just for charging only. And for the things I don't like, I hate the fact that it doesn't support 1080p, so I can't watch videos on YouTube or Netflix in 1080p. The maximum resolution is 720p, and that is quite frustrating. I also never liked the Tecno and Infinix skin on Android, and for some reason, up to date, they haven't actually done anything about it. There's more bloatware, there's more art on the system app. Tecno, Infinix, please do something about this. So for 850 or 900 cedis, I checked online and I found it's within that range. Who is this phone for? Well, if you are someone who just wants to upgrade from older devices, older Tecno devices, then this is the phone for you. As long as you are sacrificing that much money. Everything about it is cool. I like the huge battery life. The 5000 mAh battery lasts quite a long time. The 48 megapixel is acceptable, and basically that's it. But on that note, if you are someone who also wants to invest more, then you can go for the Camon 15 Premier, which is going to cost you like 400 Ghana cedis extra. And with that, you are not losing as much apart from the extra RAM and storage and the pop-up selfie camera. And funny enough, you are getting lower battery life on that because it's 4000 mAh as compared to the 5000 on this. So yeah, I'll tell you, don't go for it. If you want to buy a new phone and you have around 800 and 850 Ghana cedis with you, I would actually suggest you go with the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge, which I'll be doing a review about in a couple of days, so stay tuned to that. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel and other channels which I have them linked below, and as always, don't forget to share with your family and friends. This is Theo from Tecno Concept, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.
A dream, a story, I'm face to face. I need my soul to scream out.